I look like Cruella de Vil. Okay, so I finally did my face. Alright, so I'm gonna be going with my friend to go eat lunch. You almost done? I'm done. What you doing?
Don't close up me! Is this supposed to work?
What are you trying to do? Trying to highlight? And then, there's my sister. Guys, all my vlogs start off with me eating.
Wait, Stella, aren't you on a salad cleanse? You're eating where's your receipt? It starts tomorrow.
Ooh, the barbecue bacon burger.
Ooh, with french fries and a soda.
My mushroom char and Tiffany's char and Stella's char. Like all the char is yummy.
Amen. Camrys are not that bad. At the same time, they're so basic.
Like you.
I don't want to flash.
Dab. Oh wait.
A certain finger. Do the dab.
So we're gonna be going to, where are we going, guys? Obviously Daiso. Because I need to get some makeup.
Flash it.
I think you need this. Yeah. Because your eyebrows be wet. Just to clean the floor. Why do you need a stool when you poop?
When you put your feet at like a higher elevation, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Then it helps you poop easier. I had to take Pepto-Bismol. I had to take 2 last night. And I slept next to Stella.
Today's topic, I'm going to be talking about anger and stress and how to basically kind of just how you get through those kind of situations. Like, and I'm not gonna say I'm a professional at how to handle anger. I'm not a psychology major at what point I was, but I was really bad at that. And now this is just something that I like to do because I feel like we're all humans and we all go through stress and anger, and this is personally how I try to just get over and try to handle it without causing too much chaos and stress with the others around me. So the first thing that I do when I handle stress or anger is I journal about it. And as cliche as you may think it is, or girly, or whatever you may be, journals honestly help a lot. I feel like sometimes we don't want to say things out loud because it's just so, you feel weird, you feel odd just talking to yourself or talking to God, like empty. I don't know. At first for me it was really awkward and I didn't know I didn't know how to start. So the first thing I did was I would write something, and well, let me show you guys. So this right here is my journal. It was given to my friend on my 20th birthday, but I've had a bunch of journals before. This one. One thing I like about this journal is this journal has like quotes, on different quotes on each page, and like I really like it. It's like over 300 writing prompts, inspirational quotes inside. Instead of saying like dear God or dear Jesus, I say dear Father, to think of him as someone that I'm really close to. Me personally, saying like dear Savior, dear Jesus, like I feel like I'm not being real about it. On my journal I like to write things that I'm thankful for, things I'm stressed about, things that I'm thinking about. Usually when I journal that's the time where I overthink, and then I ask God for like answers. I ask God what is it that you want from me, and I ask him to give me signs, and sometimes he answers, sometimes he doesn't, and sometimes he gives a really weird sign. Whenever I journal and it's like a week later, I like to look back at that day where I was like the most stressed and the most angry, and then I read what I wrote And then you really realize that, whoa, like that moment, I was overthinking it way too much. It wasn't even that bad, because once you fast forward to it, you realize you've really gone through that situation and that problem with God. It's really amazing how He helps you and leads you to the path you are in now. The second thing that I like to do is I like to talk. Now, talking is really hard because I feel like all of us really don't like to show our flaws, and for me as well, I don't like showing my flaws in front of the camera and telling people my life story. But you know what? If it's to help inspire someone, just one person out there, then I do honestly think it's worth it. First time I told someone like my deepest situation was when I was in high school. And for me, it was really hard too, because growing up, I wasn't really close with anyone at my household. Like, my parents were always working, my brother, my sister, and I weren't that close. We all had like opposite interests, and I usually was by myself in my room reading or something. I came out of that until I went to a church retreat at camp. And at the church retreat, I was with my friend. Her name was Emily, the same girl that gave me the journal. She was the first girl I talked to, and the first girl I vented to about my problems and situations and everything that was really cast underneath me. And for me, it took me so long to get to finally say it to someone. So it's understandable if it takes you a long time for you to, I guess, vent it to someone or to find that right person. I felt like God was pushing me towards Emily, and honestly, to this day, she's helped me become a stronger Christian. She's helped support me making YouTube videos, supporting me through my art major, and she's just someone that's always been there for me no matter what I've been going through, whether it be with my family, whether it be at school, or even if I were to have tension with her, there's never been a time she's ever turned her back away from me. So that's when there are true friends that you can speak this with. Without communication, it's like how we communicate with God. If we don't talk to Him and tell us what's wrong with us, how is He going to want to fix that issue in our life? Now, I know a lot of people are thinking oh, well, God already knows my problems. God knows everything. God is perfect. Yes, He is, but He wants that relationship and that connection with you, and that's only if you seek Him. You can't expect just for a miracle to just I don't know, bolt down like Thor and just expect everything to be perfect and your problems go away just by one simple prayer. It takes a connection and faith and building a relationship with God, and that's, for me, is journaling. It's reading the Bible, it's praying, and it's doing what He calls for us to do. The last one is, obviously, I feel like everyone thinks it's not that big of a deal, but it is. It's prayer. You have to pray. You have to have that alone time with God. And what I mean by this is, I feel like we all need to just segregate ourselves away from all the distractions when we do pray to God. For me, I get distracted at home, so I like to go walk at the park, or I like to go drive, or just, I don't know, be by the lake near my house, and I just like to reflect and give that alone, quiet, peaceful time with God. And then I ask Him, Dear God, can you please let my mind at ease, let me feel your peace, and I don't know, it builds something, and then all of a sudden your heart feels so warm and you feel like you want to open up. Maybe it's different for others, maybe it takes a longer process, but for me, that's what helped with me. Sometimes people think it's weird because it's oh, you don't really get a response from it, and but that's not the point. God gives you an answer through the weirdest ways. He showed it through signs, and He showed it through the blessings and the promises He's given me. And the opportunities, and in the end, it might not make sense to someone else what the answer was, but for you yourself, you will experience the answer, that yes, no, or maybe. And I feel a lot of us nowadays, well, a lot of people, they always expect a quick answer. In the world we live today, we want everything quick. It all takes time in the end. It's all about being patient and taking the time and the prayer and all that, one-on-one time with God to build up in order to get the answer. And then that's when your trust in God really does grow, and that's when the miracles do happen from there. But God's not going to give you an answer right away. He's not some kind of a vending machine where you can just enter a coin, you get your soda. No, it's not like that. He wants you to search for Him when at your most broken parts in your life, because that's when the miracle does happen. So yeah, basically like that's what I have advice about. If you guys have any more questions or any comments, just put them down below. And yeah, I feel a little sick.